At that time, MASH was very, very popular. It was almost becoming an iconic show. So we were like rock stars every place we went. And at that particular time, we were on hiatus, and I was asked to do this special at Lake Placid with Dionne Warwick. So I arrived, we're shooting around the areas, and finally somebody said, hey, the big hockey game is on tonight. Would you like to go see it? You know, it's almost impossible to get a ticket for this. And I said, oh, yeah, are you kidding? So the only ticket that they had was for me in the Russian section. And, of course, the Russians, they were very stern looking. They had their hats on and their big overcoats and everything else. And, of course, MASH was not shown in Russia. It was shown pretty much internationally, but certainly not in Russia, so they didn't know who I was. And all the people are making a fuss over me. And then the game starts, and, of course, I'm cheering for the American team. But I'm surrounded by Russians all over the place. And every time I cheer for the USA team, they turn around and give me dirty looks. Al Michaels was doing the commentary for the television, and the camera guy spotted me, you know, in the audience. So I think if you go back and see any of the reruns of the actual game, you'll see that they cut back to me every once in a while as a noteworthy person, you know, who's attending this incredible hockey game. And all I kept doing was I was trying to smile, you know, because I knew the camera was on me, but I was on my feet just like everybody else. Oh, my gosh, everybody was hugging. Well, I wouldn't hug the Russians, right? But any of the Americans, you know, that were spotted any place around, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me, because I'm old enough, I'm 79 years old, so I was part of the end of World War II. I was like about 11 years old, and it reminded me of VJ Day and VE Day, the way all of the people were celebrating in that arena. Because at that time, with the problems that we were having, you know, with the Cold War and all these other things, and the Russian team was supposedly invincible, the fact that they had beaten everybody, and they were very arrogant about it, too. I mean, here, what do we got? A bunch of college kids, and it wasn't their caliber of hockey. So I think that's made it so wonderful for everybody that they got toppled. The big Russian bear, you know, got tripped up. There was a sense yet of America being so totally united. And I don't think that, you know, that has that same feeling today. I may be wrong, but I don't think it has. I was invited to have breakfast with the team the next day, so I had breakfast at the Olympic Village with all the guys because I was probably the most famous celebrity or personality in that entire arena outside of, you know, the players that were playing and the people that were broadcasting. Because, I mean, who would be at Lake Placid? What happened was Herb Brooks and everybody, they invited me, and I was so honored and so thrilled to be at the village with them and have breakfast. They were so happy. I mean, but, of course, there was another game to be played. But at that moment, you would have thought that they had won the gold medal right then and there. I mean, that was the kind of celebration that was going on. I just remember having so much fun being in their company and the camaraderie. And when you're that kind of celebrity at that point in my life, lots of people come over to talk to you, and I had no interest in that. I was just so thrilled to be in their company. I got to know them over the years. I didn't become close friends with them, but I was in touch with like Jim Craig, Eruzione, Ken Morrow. Didn't the Boston Bruins sign Jim Craig as a goalie? When I used to go to the Kings game and I had my season tickets there, if he wasn't suited up, he'd come over and sit with me and say hello, and we'd talk and that, which was quite an honor.